Normal.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Финиас! Его Финиас, бе, от Финиас и Фърб.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left to drift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
О, правиме си герой. Стрент. Извън. Бачица, бе. Така. Mind, Intelligence, Perception. Critical Hit, Bonus Damage. Perception на мода не е. Good. Charm. Това ще го намалиме, примерно за да увеличиме чарма. Така. Киловете. Мале, ние какво... Мале, ние какво ще правиме, бе? Добре. One-handed melee, two-handed melee. Handguns. Да, това може би.
You are going to paint this system red, my friend.
Диалог
If
ще ни
we're
трябва.
ever captured, I'll let you do the talking.
Това може по две. Добре, тогава. Да сложиме. Да не е диалога ми, примерно да е тек или лидер. Какво ще предложите вие? Лидер, айде.
You would have made outpost administrator within a year.
И аз така си мисля. Така. Техничен, бюрократ, касиер, конструктор, техник на асансьор, инспектор по безопасността, чистач. Какво да ни е прозвището? Първо да им прочетеме. Значи, като сме тестър на храни, ефектите от храните, което сигурно предполагам, че ще ни хилват, са с 3% повече. Което значи, че това е доста полезно. Това също е доста полезно, защото ние не го обгледахме. Engineering, Shock Damage. Толкова имаше войник, аз щях да го избера. Той има някакви глупости тук, пълни глупости. Айде, фермер, айде, фермер.
A real salt of the earth type.
Айде. Фермерите могат всичко. Няма да сме жена. Чинг-чонг, това е куче, да куче не е сготвено. Така. Тия нямат лица се. Това изглежда най-добре. Малко е така. По-тъмен. Уоу! Уоу! Колко палитри има на очите. Така. Браун хори. Това колко да са му набръчкани. Ще го направим да изглежда малко лошичък. Това е колко да са раздалечени, няма да го правим жаба. Червен фермер. Той има ли такъв? Не. Джо. Издължена брадичка малко. Така. Ма той верно ли изглежда найс? What? Ево. Бачо Коло пие ракия, бе. Тук Бачо Коло не пие ракия. Това е... Няма право... Бузанчо, искате ли Бузанчо да го направим? Бузанчо, къде са? Къде са бузите? Кажи баба Тенкю. Така. Носа вертикално, какво ще рече това? Колко повдигна да е? Регулар нос, брат. Така може би. Една идея малко по... Name. What's your name? Дон Бузан. Не, това ще е много кринч. Кръщаваме го на мене и готово. Добре, айде. Дон Бузан. Сигурно после може да се смени, ако се... Така, всичко е окей. Тренд, така. Нещо, ако искаме да променим, не искаме да променим. Потапяме се.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Бижу. Ера 2.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 11%. Skip drive.
Shit.
Inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Той прати Дон Бузан на парта работа.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry.
Омага, мега якия костюм, брат.
Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
На коя планета кацам аз? Не се знае.
Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste.
Добре дошли, мога да ви
Hawthorne
кажа.
won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
О, не, това трябва да го променим, гайс. Гайс, това трябва да се промени. Кроуч, има ли го, така е честно. Нищо, айде. Какво ми ръбжи тука, бе? Искате отрано да се зафащам, а? И ти, бе. Това петел куче, бе. Колко, брат? Само минавам. Чил. Ще ти плата абонамента в Netflix, моля те.
You see now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Hey, you, come here.
Кажи.
You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
Какво сте търсили тука?
Investigating an illegally grounded ship. All spacecraft must arrive and depart from authorized landing pads. That's board law, that is. Some hull had grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. All Spacer's choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Моля ми кажеш къде съм, брат.
Your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Значи нещо за надеждата.
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Добре, значи то няма да ни обясни повече нищо. То пистолет е...
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
О, има слоу... Добре, slow motion няма. На колко удара ще пукнеш, бе? О! Добре. Тук какво имаме? Къркутене. Имаме и храна. Тука. Банани. Някакви ябълки. Аз къде отивам? Не знам. Weapon Management. Значи това трябва на 2. Това на 1 примерно. Сандокан с двата ножа влиза в играта. Бам, бам, бам. Аха. Кой поръча суши? То няма нищо.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed!
Ма не искам да ми лагва, окей?
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he?
Е, супер е, даден пистолет.
Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know how much paperwork's involved in paying off a gravesite fee. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my
Тия ми
breath.
посегнаха и ми влязна нещо в окото.
Seriously? But those marauders will... Ugh. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go. Company ammo.
Има месо. Нахувам.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
Какво?
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Gesture procedures initiated.
Како? Спокоен.
Preparing to eject all boarded parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
Okay.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main
Currently.
drive suffered a critical power failure,
Okay.
and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. The settlement of Edgewater is located nearby. I recommend speaking
Добре,
to the
значи отиваме да
administrator of
търсим.
Edgewater and requesting assistance. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search
Аз съм
for
Дон
a
Бузан,
power
ама
regulator. Try to stay alive this
там
time.
трябва. Скиловете. Скилове. Щом съм капитан, трябва да дигна лидерството. Трябва да дигна малко това. Пърковете.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down at Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Понеже си нямам друга работа и... Какво? Стигнахме градчето ли? Бе?
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills.
Okay,
That's
okay.
marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium, Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Yeah? Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay.
Добре, чичото е гробар, който е бесен. За сега ми се вижда малко като Fallout, но е найс, по-найс от... Секунда само да проверя нещо. Добре. Motion blur на 0. Това даже не знам. То се е пуснало. А някакъв бар ли е?
The grease monkey, Argo? Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Да започнем с запознанство. Аз съм Дон Бузан.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Да се изпържа.
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Да, когато се казва повечето.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Окей, значи трябва някакви работници в ботаническа лаборатория да ги върнем в града. Какво е? Окей. Защото града е в криза.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Let's talk when you're free.
Кажи бе.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. Sure, it all comes together seamless in his own head. And I reckon he means well, for all that. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Къде да
The
го
mission's
намеря?
on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Окей. Така, къде сме са? Кой е къде е? Това кой е? А он е там сигурно. Я да отидем да видим.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out.
Къде влизаме? Мадам, игричката е много забъркана. Кой е тук?
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Ти ли си Викор? Да, ето го.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
Какво предлагаш да направя? Да им махна ли, да изправи тока или не?
Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Това възможно ли?
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Окей. Значи отиваме все пак. Само да не ме нападнат 55 000 души на един път. Защото не отговарям.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
Красиво, няма какво да ви кажа. Разработчиците са свършили работата. Само ако намеря едно превозно средство. Какво е това? Какво това е? Добре, като цяло супер. Въпросът е... Как да стигне?
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Yeah, huh? You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
Okay.
Incoming! Heads down.
Come out and play.
Те ще ми кажат аз какво да правя. Абе. Аз сега ще пина. То може и да се спи. Това е Fallout. Параджите Fallout. Brrr. Yeah.
Heard something?
Here we go!
Пръсвам ви, свинариуми! Свинариуми! Охо, охо! Community Center. Не. Не желая. Какво прави?
Heading back. Be right there.
Бррр. А сега?
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. You don't know what enough with the questions means? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
Тук съм шеф,
If you're
той е
hungry,
шеф.
there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse
Adelaide.
me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Чай от тютюн.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Така, този избор е много тежък. Мисля да... Две.
Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Уоу! Не.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Да, аз не искам да се забърквам с...
Well, if it's all the same to you, then you ought to divert power over to us, shut down Reed's cannery, and scrap it for parts. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Окей. Значи... Връщаме се. Чакай да излезем. И да го обсъдиме с...
Yeah, huh?
То не може. Мясо. Мога да си говоря с кокошките, бе. Някакви журнали тук. Тук. Друг журнал. Дезертьор. И добре, тия хора, мисля, че достатъчно проблеми са имали. Ми се иска да им спирам ток, все пак са се устроили подобаващо. Чакайте малко, че нещо много ми се струва, че лайва. Примерно. Примерно. О. Тия мини бая ми изкараха къла. Опа. Не може ли да...
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
System alert. Oh,
Here they come! The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Prompt beginning.
Here they come!
Извинявам се.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
System search.
Two more. What'll happen? Incoming! Mind the steam. You're liable to get salty. Look out!
Garbage disposal mode.
Първото ни умиране, супер.
The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Опа.
Unexpected no end.
Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
Road searching.
happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
System. Sweeping. Unexpected. System.
Here they come!
Мога ли да ги take down?
Security patrol.
Get ready! If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Vale?
Oh shit. Не ме виждате. Не ме виждате. Тоест нас. Не ни виждате. Не ни виждате. О, shit.
Halt. Performing an area unexpected. Halt.
Трябва да си оправим армора. Беги. Толкова напрегнат не съм се чувствал.
System
Incoming! Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you, do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how.
Да.
They don't
Да,
deserve
съвестта е толкова голяма вата, че
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Омага най-трудният избор. хилове. Къде е хак? Изцяло дигам стелт. Имаме и пъркове. Добре, послушахме тази. Дано не сме сбъркали. Отрязахме пауъра на това на Edgewater. И... Да. Тия други... не, отрязахме пауъра на...
Processing. Performing an
Сега въпросът е откъде ще минем. Тия пичаги сигурно ни мразят. Нали, разбираемо е.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
Мен честно казвам не ми пука.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi, hello.
Are you, Are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Never heard it phrased in such a way before. I guess we're all trying to get our ships off the ground, ain't we? Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us.
Господи.
Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. I appreciate you hearing me out, at least.
Още ли трябва да говоря с него?
Any luck finding one of those manuals? I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. I mentioned those manuals on mechanical engineering. Suppose if I had one of those, I could go back to read and make a real case for myself. What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... This isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you. Luck, mostly. Nothing's needed serious repairing yet. Nothing's broken down that we can't just replace with something scavenged from the outskirts. Well, not until the power went and cut out. Now everyone's giving me sidelong looks, expecting me to work some miracle and get the generator humming again.
Окей. Кълбойца с дългата пушка. А, това е тя.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
The matter's been weighing on me. Fact is, I can't go anywhere long as Zoe's missing. Disappeared without a trace. Marauders took her, I suspect. I go looking for Zoe, I leave the camp undefended, seeing as I'm the only one of us who knows her way around a gun. Hence my dilemma. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does.
She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Could do without the gallows humor. I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Little ways ago. She was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about. Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skill as far as I could tell. Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Their numbers are growing. Gotta come from somewhere. What is it?
Okay. Трябва да... Стаята на Зои. Не се знае.